Your mind is not restless by accident. It is restless because it has never been trained. Most people believe peace comes from solving their problems, understanding their past, or securing their future. They believe that once everything is clear, their mind will finally become quiet. But the truth is simple. The mind does not become calm when life becomes easier. The mind becomes calm when attention becomes disciplined. Most people wake up and immediately enter a storm of thoughts. They replay conversations from yesterday. They imagine problems that have not happened yet. They argue with people who are not even present. Their mind jumps from memory to imagination, from fear to regret, from hope to anxiety. And they call this thinking. They call this normal. But it is not thinking. It is noise. The human mind was not designed to stay peaceful without direction. It was designed to search for danger, to predict problems, to constantly scan the environment. That is why, if you give your mind nothing to focus on, it will create problems by itself. It will invent fears. It will magnify small mistakes. It will turn uncertainty into panic. A mind without control becomes a machine that produces suffering. There is a simple experiment that reveals this truth better than any philosophy, better than any spiritual teaching. It does not require belief. It does not require experience. It only requires attention. Imagine holding a glass completely filled with water. The water reaches the very edge. One wrong movement, one careless step, and it will spill. Now imagine you are asked to walk through a crowded place while holding that glass. People move around you. Sounds surround you. The environment is unpredictable. But your task is simple. Do not spill a single drop. Something interesting happens the moment you begin walking. Your breathing changes. Your body becomes careful. Your attention narrows. The noise around you becomes distant. You stop thinking about yesterday. You stop worrying about tomorrow. Your entire awareness becomes centered on one fragile surface of water. Every step becomes intentional. Every movement becomes precise. The world did not become quieter. The environment did not become easier. But your mind became silent, not because peace arrived, but because distraction disappeared. This is the part most people never understand. Calmness is not created by removing chaos from life. Calmness is created by removing chaos from attention. When attention is fully occupied by something meaningful, fear loses its space. Anxiety loses its voice. Regret loses its power. Most people do not suffer because they think too much. They suffer because they allow their attention to wander without control. Their focus jumps between memories, predictions, comparisons, and insecurities. And every time attention moves without purpose, the mind creates tension to fill the empty space. When attention becomes sharp, the mind becomes quiet. When attention becomes weak, the mind becomes loud. This is why people often feel peaceful during moments of danger or deep concentration. A surgeon during a complex operation is not thinking about personal insecurities. An athlete in a decisive moment is not replaying past mistakes. A person driving through a violent storm is not worrying about old conversations. In those moments, attention becomes absolute. And with absolute attention comes silence. Peace is not something you discover outside yourself. Peace is what remains when unnecessary mental movement stops controlling perception. It is not mystical. It is mechanical. Many people spend years searching for peace through external changes. They change cities. They change relationships. They change jobs, but they carry the same undisciplined attention into every new chapter, and the same noise follows them everywhere. The mind does not care about geography. It responds only to focus. When you give your attention a precise responsibility, the mind organizes itself around that responsibility. When you give your attention nothing meaningful to hold, it begins holding fears, memories, and imaginary disasters. Control of attention is one of the most underestimated forms of strength. It is invisible, but it determines how reality feels. Two people can live in the same environment, face the same challenges, and experience completely different levels of peace. The difference is attention. Discipline of attention does not mean suppressing thoughts. It does not mean forcing silence. It means choosing where awareness rests and refusing to let it wander without purpose. Silence is not the absence of thought. Silence is the absence of unnecessary thought. When someone learns to direct attention intentionally, the mind stops fighting itself. Not instantly, not dramatically, but quietly and permanently. Silence is not gifted. Silence is trained.